إنه كان توابا صدق الله العلي العظيم. مومنوں مقتل زہرا کی روداد سنو، کی ہے امت نے مصیبت میں جو بیداد سنو. مصطفیٰ مارے گئے گھر ہوا برباد سنو، باپ کو روتی ہوئی بیٹی کی فریاد سنو. اس کو رو لو جسے رونے کا اجازت نہ دیا، آکے امت نے جسے باپ کا پرسان نہ دیا، آکے امت نے جسے باپ کا پرسان نہ دیا. باپ کے غم میں تھی غمگین نبی کی بیٹی، غش پغش کھاتے تھے فرقت میں پیمبر کی علی. روتی حسنین کو لپٹا کی تھی زہرا بی بی، خشک نہ قبر پیمبر کی ہوئی تھی مٹی. شرم سرور کے یتیموں سے نہ کھائی آ کر، آگ دروازے پہ امت نے لگائی آ کر، آگ دروازے پہ امت نے لگائی آ کر. ہائے بولی دروازے کے پیچھے سے آ کر زہرا، کیوں مسلمانوں کیا ہے میرے گھر پر حملہ. ان کی بیٹی ہوں کہ تم پڑھتے ہو جن کا کلمہ، اپنے بابا سے میں فریاد کروں گی للہ. ہم ستائے ہوں کو اور ستاتے کیوں ہو، یہ تو بتلاؤ میرے گھر کو جلاتے کیوں ہو، یہ تو بتلاؤ میرے گھر کو جلاتے کیوں ہو. ایک نہیں بولا کہ حیدر کو نکالو باہر، ورنہ آ جاؤں گا بن پوچھے میں گھر کے اندر. سن کے رونے لگی یہ بات نبی کی دختر، لات دروازے پہ ایک ماری لینے بڑھ کر. آ کے پہلو پا، آ کے پہلو پا وہ جلتا ہوا دروازہ گرا. بیچ میں تھی در و دیوار کے ہائے زہرا، بیچ میں تھی در و دیوار کے ہائے زہرا. جلتے دروازے کے اوپر سے مسلمان گزرے، اور تھی فاطمہ زہرا اسی در کے نیچے. شور کرتے ہوئے گھر میں جو لئیاں پہنچے، دیکھ کر بلوے کو روتے تھے علی کے بچے. در کو اماں سے ہٹاتی ہے پریشان زینب، ہائے مدینے میں بھی یہ شام غریباں زینب، ہائے مدینے میں بھی یہ شام غریباں زینب. تھی بہت صابرہ پر بنت نبی چیخ اٹھی، کیل جلتے ہوئے دروازے کے پہلو میں لگی. قتل محسن ہوئے اور ساتھ میں ٹوٹی پسلی، عرش تھرانے لگا زہرا کی یوں گود جڑی. تھام لو آ کے، تھام لو آ کے ذرا مجھ کو یہ زہرا نے کہا، ہائے فضا میرا بچہ میرا محسن نہ رہا، ہائے فضا میرا بچہ میرا محسن نہ رہا، دوڑی حجرے کی طرف در کو ہٹا کر زہرا، تازیانہ جو علی کے لیے اٹھتا دیکھا، اپنے بازو پہ اسے زہرا نے بر کر روکا، اور غضب اس پہ بھی کنفذ نے تماچا مارا، باندھی گردن میں رسن کر کے گرفتار لیں، لے گئے حیدر کرار کو دربار لیں، لے گئے حیدر کرار کو دربار لیں، بعد سرکار کے امت نے ستم کیا نہ کیے، حق علی کا نہ دیا باغ فدق چھین لیا، فاطمہ زہرا کے دروازے پہ بلوا بھی کیا، چین سے ترتے اطہار کو رہنے نہ دیا، آ گیا کیسا مدینے میں زمانہ غربت، فاطمہ زہرا کو دربار بلایا غربت، فاطمہ زہرا کو دربار بلایا غربت، دیکھتی رہ گئی یہ عالم غربت زہرا، لب پہ بس ایک ہی فریاد تھی بابا بابا، کیسے جھلتا دیا حسنین علی جیسے گواہ، خوف آیا نہ مسلمانوں کو اللہ اللہ، کر چکی ٹکڑے سند کے جو اکتا زہرا، ہو گئی تھی انہیں لمحوں میں ضعیفہ زہرا، ہو گئی تھی انہیں لمحوں میں ضعیفہ زہرا۔
محمد وآل محمد صلوات۔ It's a great pleasure and honor for us that Brother Hashim has come back after vacation and is around with us. So please welcome him with reciting a louder salawat. But he is not feeling well, so he's not going to do the MC job. So I will still do it then, like some of the Maulana, when the seniors come, they say, یہ میری لیے کچھ اگر ہوا تو میری ہمت افزائی ہے، تو میں بھی یہ کہوں گا کہ ہاشم بھائی کی موجودگی میرے لیے ہمت افزائی ہے. So I will still continue for a few more time for the MC job. Today the work is being sponsored also by Brother Hashim and Asim and their family. So for their health, prosperity, longer life and tawfiqat mein izafe ke liye louder salawat. Please recite 5 times Amma Yujib for all Mu'mineen, Mu'minat and your own family members and anybody who's having difficulties, and especially remember for Brother Hashim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amma Yujibul Mustarra iza da'u yakshifu as-su'. 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 Before I request for Fatiha, brother who are sitting on the back, please at least move a little forward so the ladies will have more room. The people who's behind the carpet, so please come a little bit move forward. So please recite on time Surah Ham and 3 times Surah Ikhlas for all Marhum Mu'mineen and Mu'minat and your own Marhumeen, and for the Marhum Mu'mineen and Mu'minat whose name is written on the monument of Zahra, and for today's sponsor Marhum Mu'mineen and Mu'minat. Bismillah. Now I request Maulana Hadi Yasin to come to the table and give the lesson for which has been a very spiritual and very knowledgeable thing. Mar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad sallallahu
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. ونعمة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليك يا ممتحنة امتحنك الله الذي خلقك قبل أن يخلقك فوجدك لممتحنك صابرا. السلام عليك أيتها الصديقة الشهيدة. السلام عليك أيتها المظلومة المقصودة بالحق. Our condolences and the martyrdom, shahadat of Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen, daughter of Rasulullah, Hazrat Zahra sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, first and foremost to the Imam of our time, Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam, and to you all mu'mineen and mu'minat. Inshallah we have the tawfiq to be among the true followers and Shia of Fatima, inshallah. With the barakah of salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. One of the most important aspects of life of Ahlul Bayt, specifically Sayyidah Fatima sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is their spiritual aspects of their life. It's their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the most important energy and part and drive behind every motion and all their success and missions in this world. What you see about Ahlul Bayt, their beauties, their strength, their power, what they could do, all comes from one side, the source of power, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the way that they could achieve and acquire this power through ibadah and worship. Alhamdulillah, the course that we started last week is very relevant to the topic, and definitely the sample of this topic are Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. So I'm going to quickly, inshallah, review a few points that we mentioned last week, and inshallah we'll continue with the topic of tonight. We mentioned, of course, that we have each week, inshallah, you'll get an email about the topic of that specific week. So you'll have a chance to review, to study, to have your questions ready, inshallah. And you know that this is an interactive session that we have on Q&A through the course, inshallah. We mentioned that prophets and Anbiya, they came not to teach us to worship God. They came to teach us how to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. because worshiping God and praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is an inner nature, fitrah of insan. We don't need to be taught for that. They came to teach us the best way to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They came to tell us who to worship and how to worship. Because you know that up until now and before, they were worshiping idols. They knew they have to worship something. They knew they have to bend down in front of something. They knew that they have to praise something. We said praising the beauty and power is within us, is in our inner nature. When you see a flower, you praise it. You say, wow, it's beautiful. You see a piece of art, you say, wow, that's beautiful. If someone doesn't praise it, you say, well, something is wrong with that person. The same way, when you see the power, when you see Almighty, you want to praise it. If you don't find that Almighty, you'll make a mistake and you go praise something or someone else instead. We said that it's so important that in order to be among the believers, you need to be among the worshippers. Very interesting. If you want to be among the believers, you need to be among the worshippers. You can't say, I just want to believe in God. My heart is pure however I want. No, it's not going to be accepted, sir. In order to be among the worshippers, you need to be among musallin, those who perform the salah. And Quran says, mu'mineen are those alladhina hum ala salawatihim yuhafidhun. Those people, that when it comes to ibadah, worship, they observe the time of the salah and how to pray, and they will never miss the salah purposely. This is something important for them. We know that the most complete version of ibadah is salah. Everything, all the different kinds of worship and ibadah, you put it together, all the most complete version is in what? In whole salat. That's why we have 5 times a day. Fasting, Sawm, you have 30 days over. The rest of the year, you're good to go, right? Salat, every day, 5 times. There's something special about this ibadah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He emphasized a lot about this salat. Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, worship God and pray the way as if you're seeing Him. If you don't see Him, He sees you. He's the one who's in front of you. So you have to worship Him this way. And many other hadiths that we have. So let's go into the course and just review a few things that we mentioned about the introduction of Salah. We said we should be involved with the topic of spirituality. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be throughout our life. Jari and sari through our life. Shouldn't be in one portion of our life, the other portion I don't need God. Shouldn't be this way. You see that if you want your day to be filled with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 5 times prayers. And in this form of ibadah and worship, your whole existence is involved with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your physical aspects, your spiritual aspects, your soul. At the same time that you put your forehead on the ground, the most respected part of your body on the ground, your toes should be on the ground as well, right? At the same time you're saying the zikr, you have to have your mind and attention and intention all belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Sawm, you don't necessarily have to have specific, attention during the day. You're just hungry sometimes, In Salah, it's so recommended and important to what? To have that attention and keep up with that attention. We mentioned the first ritual was legislated was Salat. The first thing Rasulullah was ordered after Tawheed was what? Prayers. But you have to pray. And just to continue, the first thing that will be asked at the Day of Judgment is what? Salat. We talked a lot about this, those who were here last week, remember? That why is so important. That if Salat is not going to be accepted, nothing else will be accepted at the Day of Judgment. Well, someone comes and says, I have 30 years of jihad. Forget about it. I have 30 years of worship, 30 years of fasting. Something is about Salat. This is the whole course. We're going to talk about it. What is about Salat? That if Salat is not accepted at the Day of Judgment, nothing else will be accepted. It's very interesting. Nothing else will be accepted. Your heart was very pure, thank you so much, you kept it pure. But I asked you, Allah says, and I told you, I want you to do this specific ibadah and worship. And the main things behind ibadah and worship is what? Submission. Muslim. You're supposed to be what? Muslim. You're supposed to be submitted. We talked about this. We talk about the ahadith that we have and traditions we have. 4,000 rules we have about only salat, according to Imam Salih alayhi salatu wassalam. We mentioned that, or we didn't mention, we're going to mention now. Imagine a very humiliated, small human being that is so limited, so weak, doing the salat. This specific weak creature will be connected to the source of power, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at this. Us, without the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing. What is it? There's no value. The whole values of Ahlul Bayt is their connection to who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the moment that it says Allahu Akbar, you stand in front of Allah and you say your takbir, at the moment you're connected to the blessings and source of power of the whole world and universe, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I have that permission to be connected. Then you show that you're worthy of receiving the blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you appreciate that. Because you're connected to that source. You could be connected to that source. And the most important part is that the etymology of salat. Salat, the Arabic part was not specifically for this ritual that we have. No, it's being called salat. It's a fiqhi term when it comes that talks about salat, fiqhi perspective, beginning of Allahu Akbar, and with salam of salat. Fiqhi perspective is what? Is this is salat. From the lughavi and etymology perspective, salat means to call. Parastish, niyayish, to be connected, to pray, to call. And who told you to call? The one who's going to answer. He says, call me, and I want you to call me this way, this specific way. Imagine they build this computer, right? They put a button, this is the power button, right? And I come and says, you know what? Who said that? I'm going to press the other button. I'm going to turn it on. Well, sweetheart, you can press it as much as you want and as many times as you want. It's not going to turn on. Because the one who built it says this is the switch for turning it on. So it's up to you what you want to do. Right? So that's the point here. So he said that he's the owner, he's the sahib, he's the creator. He said, I want you to worship me this specific way. Any other word? Nothing. This way. Which all the blessings are for you in this term and in this way. You're not going to benefit me. So we talk about the salat and everything else. And inshallah, as I said, this course is, I'm grading the questions, and throughout the course we're going to answer the questions, not in one session. And what is this ibadah that is so important? Why? Is it even fair that nothing else will be accepted if my salah is not going to be accepted? Is it even fair or not? So we're going to answer this thing throughout this course. What is the point? What do I have to stand 5 times a day in front of Allah? Why should I take wuzu before? Why even I have to start with takbiratul ihram, Allahu Akbar? Why should I say hamd and surah? Why should I go to ruku? Why should I go to sajda? How old are you guys sitting here? MashaAllah, from little all the way to less than 100 years old I see here, alhamdulillah. Right? Do we have above 100? Soon, inshallah, right? He said inshallah, soon, inshallah, right? So how many times I'm praying? Seriously, for next session I want some of the youth that they are better in math, calculate it, and life itself, someone who relatively would live, let's say 70, 80 years, how many times, 5 times a day, from the time of bulugh, how many times that person prays? He's thought about these things. How many times, what am I doing? Why am I bending down? Why am I going to sajda? Which we know is one of the most important things is what? The knowledge. You have to understand what you're doing. So we talked so far, so now it's your turn. Questions? You see the question? Can someone read it out loud? Sino Abla.
Why do we pray?
Why do we pray?
Because Allah said so.
Why?
Because Allah said so.
Oh, interesting. Because Allah said so. MashaAllah. Very good. Ahsan. That's actually correct. What else? Don't be smart. What else? Why do we pray? Someone comes in right now. How many Muslim and followers of Ahlul Bayt and Islam we have here right now? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Open the door. What are you guys doing? Last night, before I come here, I had a workshop with a group of clergies, Christians. Here are 20. Just clergies. Right? Sitting here in Livermore. On behalf of ICZ, alhamdulillah. You know? And we're talking about this 5 times salah. They were shocked. 5 times praying. That's amazing. 5 times a day. And mandatory, right? Bismillah, why do you have to pray? Why? You know that my courses here don't give the philosophical or general question answers. Why? Give me an answer that everyone can understand. You know?
I think that praying would keep us in the right path, and
How?
because we have submission to God, so it would compensate any deviation from the right path.
Okay. I'm not going to be that hard. Go ahead. Raise your hand so I can see you.
It's a very good source of breaking a takabur in you, and it brings in humiliation in you, and you hold on 5 times in front of superior power, reminding you that whatever takabur you have, whatever you think you could be something in this universe, that you're not the only one.
To break the takabbur, arrogance. Okay? To break the arrogance. Very good. So make it shorter so we can get to it. Go ahead.
When we pray, we're like talking to Allah and like getting closer to Him. So our purpose in life is to like get as close to Allah as we can. So that's
It helps us to get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Go ahead. What else? Seriously, all those mashallah that are praying, why do we pray?
Connected and submission.
Connected and submission. I can be connected to something else.
What is else? Because we are ordered to praise and we submit.
Because you're ordered to pray. Interesting. Very simple and very straightforward. Right. You're ordered to pray. To go to Jannah, mashallah, alhamdulillah. We wanted to build, mashallah, the philosophy and irfan of salah and mysticism. We got the answer. Very good, brother.
Like Allah says in Quran, Inna salata tanha anil fahsha wal munkar wa la zikrullahi akbar.
So Allah said in the Quran that Allah salah will keep you away from corruptions and anything. Okay? So it keeps you away from it. Okay? Sister.
Answer call and Allah is qualified.
Well, sisters can answer as well, mashallah. Sister, no, let's go ahead.
Allah is qualified times a year.
Allah. Okay, interesting. Anyone from sisters? Please.
You're almighty and guard ourselves from evil.
To get closer to Allah Almighty. Okay, what else? I know you all have some sort of answer, so don't feel shy. So it's informal at the same time that it's formal. So go ahead. Anybody else? Oh, I see the majority of you guys are quiet, but seriously, why are you praying? It's a simple question. You don't know why you're praying? Go ahead.
There's a way for you to remember Allah throughout your day.
Ahsan, it helps you to remember Allah throughout your day. Ahsan, what else?
Because He deserves it.
He deserves to be worshipped. Ahsan. She got it from Imam alayhi salam, mashallah. Opposite of what you said. It's in the hadith of Amir al-Mu'min. Mashallah. I love that because you're remembering this hadith. What else? What I was going to say. Why do we pray? Why do we pray? Why do we pray? Why?
Because it's one of the attributes we have to pray.
Because we have to pray, mashallah. Right, we have to. What else? Why do we have to pray? I'm going to call names now. Why do we have to pray? This is obligated. What else? What else comes from? Seriously, if someone was coming here, a non-Muslim, do you think he would say, mashallah, amazing answers, I'm going to go home? Do Do you really think this, I mean, they're all correct, by the way. None of your answers are wrong, right? But enough or not? Are they enough?
It's a one way of worship as well.
Is the one way of worship, okay? So why in one way of worship, if I don't have that one way, nothing else will be accepted? What?
To receive Allah's blessings.
To receive Allah's blessings. So I only can receive through salah?
One of the sources to receive Allah's blessings.
So I recommend you to come every Thursday. Otherwise it's going to be not a good course. If you want to come sometimes and not come sometimes, because you know I raise all these questions, so you have to come back to hear about the answers.
Because Allah expects us to, it's His order and we are obligated to do.
Because we are obligated to do. Hassan.
Prayer is the most complete type of worship.
The prayers must complete the type of worship. Okay.
Allows you to reset so that you don't get lost in race for life. Day-to-day chores, right? So every so often allows you to recalibrate.
True. I'm going to give you a hint. Allah said, if you remember me, if you act for me, if you live for the sake of me, I'm going to bless your life. I promise that you'll have a prosperous life in this dunya. You're going to be successful. The key here, that you be connected to me. You remember me throughout your life. Doesn't mean you'll be always in masjid. Doesn't mean you always... You should be connected to me, right? He made it 5 times mandatory, wajib, not mustahab to pray. Why wajib? Why 5 times I have to pray? Have you thought about this? If it was not 5 times mandatory, how many mustahab fasting do you have throughout the year? Although it's amazing, it's so important. How many? Sometimes in Sha'ban, sometimes in Rajab if it comes, right? If we didn't have the mandatory fasting, years and years we would not even probably throughout the year, maybe 1 or 2 times we would fast, right? If we didn't have this mandatory 5 times a day, we would not pray at all. And throughout the day, going to work, coming back, taking your children, studying on days and days, we would not even remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? He made it mandatory. He made it obligatory. The first thing that we have to pay attention, He is the creator and He ordered. Don't make it so difficult. Abd means the slave. Don't get to this beautiful term. Oh, astaghfirullah. No, slave means you have nothing from yourself. If you can even breathe right now, because He wants you to breathe. If you can see, because He wants you at the moment to see. He's the owner. Absolute owner. Absolute owner. Not like us. We're not absolute owner. I'm not owning this, because if I was the absolute owner, you couldn't take it away from me. Right? No one can take away what belongs to Allah away from Him. This is absolute ownership, right? Because He said so. You guys mentioned this well. Because He is the what? He's the creator. Because sometimes we get to the philosophy, no, if I don't know, I'm not going to do it. Honestly, seriously? If you don't know, you're not going to do it? So when you go to the, medication or stuff like that, do you know all the components of that medicine that you're taking? Well, if you knew, then why left and right becoming that this medicine that people were using for years and years to cause cancer? So the first thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He ordered us to do. You mentioned, some of you guys, in maintain the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the day. You start your day with members of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You continue your day, you're going to go to work, you're going to go to school. You know that a few hours from now you have to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make sure you don't do anything, you feel shy to stand in front of Allah, says, why you did this, right? Right after that you have asked. Right at the end of your day you have to pray again. Your day is involved with the zikr of Allah, with the name of Allah. Do you get my point? Your day is involved with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this connection, and it only comes through this 5 times a day. If it was mandatory, non-mandatory, we wouldn't probably do it. Because it's highly recommended, this watch of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it's the best way to improve and elevate your spirituality. Let me tell you what. If you do any other source and sort of ibadah, Not salat, none of them would elevate you spiritually and in any forms. I have many of the urafa and ulama and awliya that they have many recommendations, dua, specific recommendation for some things that you have to ask permission for them to do. One of the things that said this dua would help you for this specific things. If you don't pray, it's not going to work. If you are kahil salat, means what? Means you're not very passionate about salat. If I miss it, that's fine. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Nothing else will work in your life. Everything contingent on salat and psychological status. 5 times a day you connect yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 5 times a day your mind is connected to the source of peace and tranquility. You tell me what's going to happen. We're going to get to the topic of tawajjuh and attention. That of course it will be the best way of salat and everything. It will help you to have a better future. Why you keep saying, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim? We're going to talk about this. Don't look at your salat currently, because you might look at your salat currently and say, my salat currently doesn't bring this many things, because our salat, we don't pay attention to all these aspects, right? In this course, we're going to learn all these pieces. So next time we pray, and each time we learn here in the course, next time we pray, okay. So I'm saying, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Each time I'm looking for a hidayah. Each time I'm looking for a guidance. And the guidance that you're looking for might be different than the guidance that I'm looking for. The guidance you need might be, you need to lower your voice and your anger when it comes talking to your wife and to your husband. The guidance you might need is that I control my eyes, lower my eyes. The guidance I might need is that I have to control my ears. I really don't want to listen to those things, but salat is about your daily life. It's about daily life. Finding peace in life, we mentioned. Quran says, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَتْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. With the zikr of Allah, you find tranquility and peace. And he said, you want peace? You want my zikr? My zikr is in salat. If you want to pray, then you will find. Let me tell you a beautiful hadith. I mentioned this before. They came to Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They said, Ya Rasulullah, there is a young person, he comes, unfortunately, he comes to your salat jama'ah behind you. He prays jama'ah, congregational salat behind you, but he is stealing things from others as well. He's a thief. He's stealing things from others. What should Rasulullah say, do you think? Such a shame. Tell him, don't come and pray behind me anymore. Astaghfirullah, what kind of salat is this? Get away. Who is he? Make sure you know. Rasulullah said, Rahmatan lil Alamin. He said, you said he prays? Yeah. Because he's praying, he will come back and he will forgive and would leave those issues that he have because of salat. Just because he's praying. Ayatollah Bahjah rahmatullah alayhi, Naqul from this, he was saying that if you pray on time, that was another level. If you pray on time, try to do it all the time. And Naqul narrative from his ustad, and back to Ayatollah Qazi, said if you pray and you do not reach higher level of spirituality and iman, come and curse me. Come and curse me. Someone says, so you mean we have to pray with khushu and tafajjuh and attention and crying? He says, no, that's Salat Amir al-Mu'mineen. I'm just saying pray. However you pray, just pray on time. That's Salat with attention. That's Salat Amir. God knows what you can get with that. Just pray on time. That's the benefit of that, right? 5 times a day, wherever you are, you're supposed to pray. If you're missing your salat in the street, you have to pray. If you're missing, right? If you're in your office, you're missing. If you leave the office, you have to pray there. If you're at a school, you know that everywhere you go, this is the alam, this is the flag of Islam, you have to perform it. Every day you're practicing this. If non-Muslims don't know anything about Muslims, they know one thing. They pray 5 times a day. Don't they? Please, go ask them. They know that Muslims, they have to pray 5 times a day. This became a slogan, a sha'ar for Islam, right? 5 times you're supposed to do this. So when you pray next time, you look at this aspect, that I am praying, I'm keeping this religion alive by praying. When you pray, what does it remind you of? Imtisal amr. Means what? You said that, and I'm doing it. Just because you said that. If my dad tells me, if my mom tells me, you have to wake up 5 times a day, just go to the bathroom, wash your face, and come back, and say, what's the point of doing it? You might do it a few times, what's it? Just because you said that, I'll do it. It reminds you that you respect the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it should remind you. Next time you pray in front of Allah and you say Allahu Akbar, believe me, just think about this sentence. That I am praying to respect you and your orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you see how much your salat will be different than the last salat that you have. Ya Allah, just pray. Before, right after Azan and Aqamah, or before, whatever you want, right? In your heart, look at this sentence. You know I'm praying because I love you, because you said that. If no one else was saying in your mind, you said that, I'm praying because I respect you. Then you start your salah. Some people think, give me a zikr or something that when I pray, I've tawajjuh. Do you think when Imam Sajjad, he was praying, he was bringing the philosophy of salat into his mind? So let me tell you, this is no, he was connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Maybe you mentioned this as well. The best way to appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said it himself. 5 times a day, all those benefits that He gave you, this is the best way of appreciation. And without that, what kind of appreciation? He said, I want you to respect me, brother and sister. I want you to respect me this way. And someone says, no, I'm not going to respect you this way. I'm going to respect you without praying, by just sitting down and meditating. Even as human beings, we don't accept that, right? Keeping us away from corruption, the ayah of Quran says, Ya inna Allah tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. And of course, salat has different layers, inshallah later on we get into that. Different layers that the more attention and tawajjuh in salat, the more you see, because hadith that we have from, I think Imam Sadiq al-Mawdu'a alayhi salatu wassalam. If you want to see how much your salat is working, practically working, see how much you're getting away from haram and sins. See, next time you go out, tomorrow I go out, I see that there was something I could do that was wrong. I lower my gaze. That salah probably was working for you last night. Prayer and salah is the expiation of sins. In al-hasanat yudhibna sayyi'at. When you pray, you're working towards taking away all those sins and issues that you have, right? And you heard about this famous hadith that you wash your, if you swim from Rasulullah, 5 times you swim in a beautiful crystal clear spring in front of your house, there's not going to be any false or dirt left on you, right? 5 times praying makes you be purified. You'll be pure. You'll be pure. Just, inshallah, we go through this and we finish. Why it should be repetitive? Why the same thing every day, same style, the same way, the same thing? Why?
This is what is instructed, just do this way.
Because Allah ordered us to do that, yes, okay, but why? Why Allah ordered us to make it repetitive?
And also we get habit of doing that.
We have, okay, there will become a habit to do that.
And it drills in our head, like to ask Him, doing it over and over. You would hope at one point the light bulb goes on,
okay.
This is why I'm doing it.
So you keep saying until you get what you're supposed to get.
To kind of build up on that, when we discussed why we should do it, one of the reasons we said is to keep reminding us of God's order, and God's order doesn't change, and so therefore, there's no need for it to change.
But why? Why we don't have 5 versions? Go ahead. Repetition rewires your brain. Wow.
So that you can keep on getting the blessings over and over again, so that there's no interruption of the blessings.
So it could be 5 ways. Why just one way to keep the blessings? 5 ways to keep the blessings.
So that it's easy for the person performing prayer.
It's easy for people to...
Imagine you have to pray 5 times a day for the rest of your life. Each prayer, you have to learn a new rule.
Okay. Well, eventually you can memorize. Eventually you can memorize.
There'll be thousands of rules.
I'm making it a little bit hard for them.
It is very easy to get
To
have the discipline.
have the discipline.
So you break the day in 5 pieces, so you actually have the difference in all throughout the day. You can't do 5 times just one time. All you have to just
Okay, but one today is the same as tomorrow's salah. This is about the course. When you're talking about a course, you go to the details, right? You threw yourself into this trouble.
Brings discipline in life.
Huh?
Brings discipline in life.
Brings discipline in life, okay?
Allah reaching what is appropriate for Allah.
Reaching what is appropriate for Allah is not easy. Sister?
It's like the multiplication tables that we learn. Repeating it comes automatically, it comes naturally to you the more you.
Alright. Don't make it so difficult for yourself. Think about simple answers.
So repeating the same thing, it gives a chance to reflect on what you're saying and to understand why you're doing it.
MashaAllah. Good. What else?
You have a better understanding of it. I mean, like in the Quran, there's multiple layers. When you're doing this a lot, maybe each time, it's like after a couple of days, you reach a new level.
MashaAllah. Good. You're keeping the long discourse. I'm quiet. I'm just listening to you.
Reminding the message so that you think what you are doing, and it leads you to the good path.
Okay. Go ahead.
Allah is Rahim. He wants it easy on us.
You want it easy on us?
He wants to keep it easy.
Oh, it's easier. Okay.
It is very easy to get distracted, so the more you practice, the more you are towards the right.
Okay. Please.
To make something as a habit, you need to just do it over and over again.
Okay, why did it say when you reach 40 years old, so you change it to another form?
You can change some verses in it to make it more.
Some verses? You mean some surah? Surah. What else?
Because Allah told us to repeat it.
MashaAllah, because Allah told us. That's MashaAllah, right? Is it repetitive? Why are you getting intimidated by the question? The first things, salat is not repetitive actually. Each prayer is different than the other one, like the steps of a ladder. With each prayer, you take one step higher towards Allah. Therefore, the first step and the last step of a ladder are totally different than one another. It looks the same, but the functionality is different. One is here, another one is there. You got it? You have to study Hausa to be able to get this, right? To say these things. You pray, but you're supposed to have each. Remember, we keep saying, you don't have to stay in the first grade. You have to go to the second grade, third grade, fourth grade. The salat that you have today should not be the same as the salat tomorrow. Inshallah, it should be. I'm talking about myself, please. The salat that I have, it's horrible that I say, my salat last week the same as this week. Or maybe last week was better than this week. Is horrible. You're supposed to go higher and higher, right? As-salatu mi'rajul mu'min. Mi'raj means what? Ascension. Ascension is what? You're going higher and higher. So it's not the same. If you're talking about the structure, so if you're talking about the words are the same, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la wa bihamdih, Azima wa bihamdih, repeating does not make an action aimless. Every day, the most important repetitive action that you have is what? You tell me. Eating and drinking. Does it make it aimless? Does it make it boring? You have to, right? Add a little bit into that food that you have, it will be even more tasty. Adding to your salat a little bit more, cherry on top, with more dua and blessings and tawajjuh, then you're going to see how tasty it will become, right? I'm going faster so I don't have that. So salat is to nurture and nourish your soul. Repeating a beneficial action improves our strength. When you go to the gym, you do the same thing over and over because it makes you stronger, right? You know why I'm bringing simple examples and analogies here? Because I want everyone to understand. Talking and defending your deen, you don't have to necessarily be educated and become Ayatollah to do it. You can talk about it. I purposely make it simple. I can put some sentences that none of us, including myself, would understand what we're talking about, right? But we make it simple. So everyone, from the little one sitting over there to the older one, they can understand it. It's easy to understand deen. It's easy to defend deen and talk about deen, right? So when you go to the gym, what do? You got the dumbbell, the same thing 5 times, 10 times. Same set. So inshallah, we'll talk about this one next session, inshallah, and why it should be here. Because we're talking about introduction. If you go to the course, these are all part of the introduction of Salat, inshallah. Once we're finishing this introduction, I'm assuming, inshallah, by next session we'll finish the introduction. Then we get into the actual Salat. We'll start from the beginning, from wuzu, the philosophy behind wuzu. Then we'll get to the mysticism and irfan of Salat, the way inshallah we can put it. We'll talk about all the aspects, including takbiratul ihram, why should I stand, why should I bend down, what should I... Inshallah, it's going to be a beneficial course. Make sure you don't miss the sessions because, like I said, they're all connected to each other and with each other. And when you, inshallah, go through this course, then not only yourself will have a better understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing, and inshallah will be able to defend that more as well. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these blessings in the majlis of Sayyidah Fatima salamun alayha we are sitting. It's indeed a tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 2-3 minutes inshallah, just remembering the household of Amir al-Mu'mineen, remembering they sacrificed themselves for the sake of this salat. Amir al-Mu'mineen himself said, in his wasiyyah, in his will, said, Allah, Allah, bis salat. I ask you, 2 times to mention the name of Allah. I recommend you to salat. Ali himself, Zahra sallallahu alayha, they sacrificed themselves for the sake of this religion and this maktab. Zahra sallallahu alayha was behind the door and the wall, between the door and the wall, because of this maktab, because of this Islam, because of this salat. Muhsin of Zahra was killed, son of Amir al-Mu'mineen Muhsin was killed because of this Islam, because of this deen, because of this salat that we have in front of you. If Zainab sallallahu alayha in Karbala, she was crying and seeing the head of her brother Hussein on top of the spears, was because of this salat, because of this ibadah and worship. If the beautiful and holy body of Hussein was on the ground, beheaded, those mal'oon run their horses on the beautiful holy body of Hussein, was because of this salat. Ya Allah, I don't want to be among those who disrespect this deen and this salat. I want to remember the moment that Zahra salamullah alayha running after her husband in the streets of alleys of Medina, calling, do not take my husband, do not take my ibn my cousin, leave Ali alone. Because of this salat and because of defending the Imam of her time, which that mal'oon didn't respect her. When he kicked Zahra and hurt and hit the arm of Zahra with the cover of sword, it was all because of this salat and this ibadah and worship. We see that Hussein in the day of Ashura, he is praying in front of the enemies because of this salat and this worship and this maktab. Assalamu alayki ya Fatima ya bint Rasulullah. Assalamu alayki ya al-A'imma ya Fatima al-Zahra. I don't know how many of you guys you went to Baqi. You saw Baqi already or not. When you go to Baqi, you keep looking for one grave that doesn't have any sign. Maybe Zahra was buried here, maybe over there. Inshallah, one day we all have tawfiq together to go to Baqi, inshallah. Ya Fatima, Ya Fatima. All together, inshallah. Let's call Zahra and invite her son, Imam Zaman, to our matches, inshallah. Ya Fatima, Ya Fatima. Raise your voice. Ya Fatima. It's the last majlis of Fatimiyya. Ya Fatima, Ya Fatima. You know they will answer your call, inshallah. Ya Fatima. Bring your hajat in your mind. Ya Fatima, Ya Fatima, Ya Fatima. ألا ننصر الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم بحق الزهراء hasten the dhuhr of our Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah ya Rahman ya Rahim, let us and our generation be among the true followers of our Imam. Ya Allah ya Rahman ya Rahim, help our youth, make them successful in dunya wal akhirah. Remove obstacles towards their marriage. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman Rahim, those who have hajat and requests, specifically my dear brothers and sisters in this majlis, give them all khair hajat. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are under difficulties and problems, provide at this moment opportunities for their freedom. Those who are hurting Islam and Muslims, send their evil back to themselves. Those who are supporting Islam and Muslims, give them long life with izzah and honor. Those who are sick, cure them at this moment. Those who passed away, send the thawab and reward out of our majlis to their soul. Rahmanullah man yaqra al-Fatiha ma as-salawat. غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر چند پتھروں نے مل کر محروم ملک دیا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر چند پتھروں نے مل کر محروم ملک دیا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ ردا ہے تیری لحد پر جس روز سے چھوڑا شبیر نے مدینہ جس
بھی کچھ سناٹا ہو گیا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر آواز کا ہے پہرا روزے پہ شاہدی کے آواز کا ہے پہرا روزے پہ شاہدی کے البنی کا پہرا ابھی لگا ہوا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر تیروں بری خبر تھی اور خون بری رضا تھی تیروں بری خبر تھی اور خون بری رضا تھی جو شام سے بچا تھا زینا میں رکھ دیا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر زندان کی گھٹن سے ہر لاش بے کفن سے زندان کی گھٹن سے ہر لاش بے کفن سے عابد نے جو سنبھالا وہ آنسو گر پڑا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر چند پتھروں نے مل کر محروم ملک دیا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر کیا یہ دلیل کم ہے اس کی کمر میں کم ہے کیا یہ دلیل کم ہے اس کی کمر میں کم ہے کئی بار آسمان نے سجدہ ادا کیا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر دوپہر ڈھل رہی ہے قیام جل رہے ہیں دوپہر ڈھل رہی ہے قیام جل رہے ہیں تصویر کربلا کی کوئی بنا رہا ہے زہرا تیری لحد پر غربت کی انتہا ہے نہ سایہ نہ رضا ہے
زكاتي لك
يا حسين
يا حسين
يا حسين
يا حسين
يا حسين
يا حسين.
يا رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين ويا وصي رسول رب العالمين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي أيها المظلوم. السلام عليك يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد بكربلاء وعلى 9 المعصومين من ولدك. صلى الله عليك يا صاحب الزمن يا إمام الإنس والجن يا شريك القرآن. الأمان الأمان ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوا